You know, it's a like hoo-ha, and then rah, Gucci, Gucci.
Eclipse Cinemas.
And I'm glad to be joined live by Zoom today with our man at the movies, Colin McFadden, and the very latest from Eclipse Cinemas up there in Bundoran. All I can say, Colin, it's either a feast or a famine, and it looks like a feast this week.
It certainly is. It feels like old times again. We've so many new movies to talk about. And after a couple of weeks of lots of different varieties, I promise you, though, Shamey, no hysterics like last week.
Really?
I may have got mildly carried away, even though we have one of the stars of last week's spectacularly stupid Moonfall. And we may, in fact, talk about Jared Leto's Italian whale impression in House of Gucci. But I promise to keep it down an octave and just to give you some movie reviews. We've 3 new big movies, of which I've seen about 1.7 of them. And then we've got a special preview, especially for romantic Valentines. So, where would you like to start, Shamey? We don't know where to start.
Well, I'm feeling romantic, and marry me. Well, I can guess what this is about.
Yes, and there's things called high concept movies where you're able to explain it really quickly, and this is one of them. It's very much aimed at the Valentine's market. It stars Jennifer Lopez, and as one of the world's biggest pop stars, which of course she actually is, and she's about to. Well, do you know what? I think our clip kind of explains it. Let's play our clip, and I'll tell you about the rest after we hear what's going on with J-Lo.
All right, let's do it again from the top.
Marry me, say yes. Marry me, say yes.
The Marry Me concert tour is something you will not want to miss.
In 36 hours, superstar Kat Valdez and Grammy-winning Bastion will perform their new song, Marry Me, and exchange vows in front of a streaming audience of 20 million people.
See you tomorrow.
Tonight.
I'll be the one in the veil.
Charlie, this is once in a lifetime.
I've got my daughter tonight.
Good. I've got 3 tickets for tonight. Bring her.
Dad, you haven't had any fun since Mom left. Just say yes.
What am I doing here?
Okay, let's go. We only have 5 minutes. What's everybody looking at? Nothing. Give me your phone.
Kat Valdez's husband-to-be, Bastion, caught cheating with her assistant.
Hold this. I'm told that 20 million people are supposed to watch as we take our vows. They say if you want something different, you have to do something different. Why not? Yes. I'll marry you. You.
Go!
Do you, some guy, take Kat to be your lawfully wedded wife?
Okay. That was crazy.
Kat Valdez left the guy from the concert, then also married her Uber driver.
It's an insane situation. I say we offer $5,000 and let it all blow over.
Or I could stay married to him. Huh? I started something last night, and if I don't finish it, I'll look crazy. We gotta get out in front of this. Hi.
You. Oh.
It's 3 months. I don't even know her.
We both did this. So whether we like it or not, we're in this together. We have to embrace the spontaneity of the moment. I don't want to be the punchline.
What do I do?
Just stand and smile.
This is the most unbelievable thing that could ever happen in life.
Right now, 237,000 people are like, he looks like he's in math club.
I am in a math club.
I don't know, hanging with you guys today, I don't know, it made me feel kinda normal.
Come with me to the fall semi-formal.
Are you asking me to the school dance?
Well, I could leave a note in your locker. Call me if you're lonely. Hello?
I'm lonely.
Way is it?
That's the story. So they're doing this big publicity stunt. J-Lo is this pop star. She's going to marry her new beau on stage, promoting her new song "Marry Me," which is played all the way through the movie. And last second, she sees that he was cheating with her assistant, And in a spur of the moment, she sees Owen Wilson in the crowd and decides to go for a publicity stunt. She'll marry him right there and then on the spot. He doesn't know what to do. He's a bit swept up in the moment, says yes. And afterwards, they sort of think, go, shake hands and go home. But there's such publicity from it. They say, well, maybe we'll play along with this for a while. Let's get, milk it for all the publicity it's worth. It'll be good for a career. He's a really nice school teacher who's slightly estranged from his daughter, who thinks this is so cool. So he kind of goes along with it to please his daughter. And she says she'll give some funding to the school. So he says, go along. Look, there is no one in the world who doesn't know what's going to happen here. And I have to say, I am not the target audience to this, mainly because that Marry Me song started to really annoy me when I heard it in the trailers. And in the first 15 minutes, where it's very much Hello Magazine, oh my God, you're so amazing. Look how many Instagram followers you have. And the product placement is over the top. I was going, look, people will like this, but it's really not for me. But when I went to the bit, we've done the silly setup. She marries him on the spot. It's a bit of a publicity stunt. It's kind of a bit Notting Hill. Once it gets to the two of them and she kind of wants to hang out and have real life with him and go and meet his students and all that, I was going, oh no, Collie, you're being sucked into this. No matter why. Is it COVID that's done this to me? I used to be hard-hearted, Seamus. I used to be hard-hearted. And I'm going, oh, I really like them. They're really nice together. They're so watchable. They look great together. That sort of, hi, how you doing? Owen Wilson does smooth talk, and she's so beautiful and confident. And obviously it's just, J-Lo is a good actress. We saw that in Hustlers, but she does have that star quality. She is a movie star as well as an actress. When you watch it, you go, I absolutely believe she's a massive, huge star. And while the actual plot twist and all that is, of course, nonsense, after last week's Moonfall, there is nothing that will be more stupid than that. So I'm okay with that. And, I really liked it. And I walked out of the cinema. I had to stop it with half an hour to go because I would have been late for this show. And I would have only missed the last 5 minutes. But I actually left early and paused it. Well, I didn't. I stopped it on the projectors because I wanted to watch the full last half an hour because I was enjoying it that much. If you get what I mean. I didn't want to just leave it for the last 5 minutes. And I really didn't think I would. And I know myself, a couple of staff in the cinema were saying, is it any good? And I thought it was pretty good. Like a good solid 3.5 stars out of 5. And they were saying, well, if you think that, I'm going to love it. And I think they will. They will. People who love J-Lo, people who love a romantic comedy. It's been ages since we had a decent one. And this is pretty good. Although, I'm sorry, Seamus. I know we're a pop music station. I still don't like the song. But everyone else will. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Marry Me. Okay, and you can work that one out. Right. We've got something old, or is it something new? But it's an old story brought back, Death on the Nile.
Death on the Nile. Actually, I'm glad you said that because the original movie, and now I had to Google this. I'm good, but I'm not that good. It's 1978. I remember seeing this probably on the telly, so about 1981 and so on, and it was a huge impact on me. It's an Agatha Christie story. It's Poirot. It was Peter Ustinov, and I remembered the plot. I remembered exactly who done it and so on, and it had a huge impact on me. I went through a phase of Agatha Christie, and I was a big reader. I was only about 8. But the books were a bit too hard on me. But I watched all the Miss Marples and I watched all the other Poirots, and I loved mysteries. And to this day, I still read Ruth Rendell and people like that. Now, the only downside of that, having such a big impact on me, was I remembered who done it. And that was the only downside in this very enjoyable adaptation of the Kenneth Branagh's back as Poirot with his big bushy mustache. And there's a nice little bit where it explains why he has it. And I really like his version of Poirot, where in life, he's a bit of a bumbling OCD, a bit of an idiot. But when it comes to detective work, he's a genius. He's like a savant. He's so sharp. And in this one,
I got to roll you on here because we've so many movies to get through.
Really good fun. Lots of cheese. It's really good fun. It's very cheesy. I suppose we get on to Uncharted then.
Yes.
So Uncharted is the one I haven't seen. It's going to be a big, massive action movie. It is one of the most popular computer games. I think we're up to Uncharted 4. The story of Nathan Drake. He's sort of an Indiana Jones character.
Yes, I thought
sort
that
of a two-reader. Yeah. it probably would be pretty big anyway, but it stars Tom Holland, who's who's Spider-Man, who's just coming off, might be just about the biggest star around at the moment. And he, again, we were talking about whether it's Kenneth Branagh in Death on the Nile or it's J-Lo in Marry Me, about just charisma. There's something about Tom Holland, you just like him. You just like him. And it's going to be a fun, silly action movie. Some computer game movies haven't quite worked, but if anyone's going to work, this one looks like it. Now, unfortunately, Sony, they did the same with Spider-Man. They don't release it till the morning of it opens. So it opens tomorrow morning. So I'll have to get up early. It looks like fun. It looks like action-packed fun. And I think there's so many, especially the younger people who love a bit of adventure, who absolutely fell in love with a Spider-Man, are going to be dying to go and see this.
Okay, right. Rolling on now to our special Valentine's Day preview.
Yes, we've got Cyrano, which is the famous story of Cyrano de Bergerac, probably most famously on screen in Roxanne, with Steve Martin played him with a massive big hooter. Now, in this case, you know, I'll be honest with you, there's lots of versions of this, particularly in French and so on. And I went, do I want to see it again? And then thought, it stars Peter Dinklage, who people will know as Tyrion from Game of Thrones, who, of course, is playing him as he is a short person, he is a dwarf, and that's, you know, maybe why he thinks Roxanne will not love him, and he's going to spin a tale. And also the music. Now, here's music I do like. The band The National do all the songs for it. It is a musical, and I think they're a really good band, and it's only recently I've got into them, and it's actually coming out in 2 weeks. But they could not, such a romantic story, one of the all-time greatest romantic stories, missed the chance to release it on Monday. So it's only on Monday at 6:30, and then it's coming back in about 2-3 weeks time.
Then we've missed it Monday movie. What's coming back?
Yeah, we just had to mention House of Gucci. It was huge this winter, and again, we kept on taking it out of the cinema and it haven't come back. This is supposed to be the last time. We were really shocked that Lady Gaga didn't get an Oscar. I was delighted that Jared Leto didn't get it nominated for it. I can't believe anyone nominated. He's so over the top. Now, again, don't get me wrong. I really enjoyed his over the top, but when you're acting beside Al Pacino and you're going, God, Al's a bit quiet today, isn't he? you know, it's like, hoo-ha! And then, rah, Gucci, Gucci, Gucci.
Gucci, you got to go see it. It's the Monday film. If you've missed it, get back in to see it. Collie, that's Collie on Movies this week. We'll talk to him back here next Thursday. Have a good week at the movies.